Hello and welcome back to the 2021 ENGEN Pitch and Polish program. I'm your host, CZ James, and tonight we'll be seeing the first two contestants from the Blue Group. But before we press forward with more exciting pitches and an odd bit of drama, if you missed the first two episodes, you might want to go check them out on both our YouTube channel and our Facebook pages. But before we get started, I'd like to give a big thank you to our title sponsor, ENGEN Petroleum, our gold sponsor, Nedbank, and leading business incubator, Raise Corp, as well as our venue sponsor, the Business Exchange. So when we last saw each other, we found out that Red Group contestants Andile Sasanti from Sasanti King and Linton Naika from Dorps Rewards have both made it through to the second round. At the same time, we said goodbye to Esmery from Resto Memory Care and Lebogang from Kaba Sneakers. There was some tight competition and the judges admitted to being quite torn about who should go, who should stay, who should make it through. So I caught up with Alon to find out more about the elimination process. So Alon, I watched you guys deliberate the whole Red Group. It was quite hectic. It got quite contentious at times. I didn't think it was going to go that way. How are you feeling about the guys' pitches at the moment?
So Msizi, the pitches have been actually relatively strong, but what you don't see in the background is, and I mean that took an hour for us to deliberate the first, the Red Group. We have a rubric. We've got about 27 odd line items on there. And then we had to go through that. But we as the judges look at that, plus, so we get a score. And what you also don't see is that we check out the websites, we verify that what the people are saying in the pitches is actually true based on, for example, their financials, which we have seen. So like we're triangulating that story that we are told. And as venture capitalists or somebody funding a business, that's our role, is to make sure that we not only like what you are saying, but that it's true.
I mean, when it came down to eliminating two and keeping two, who do you think was on the edge? I mean, I know there was a lot of back and forth between the judges about, should we save this person? Should this one go? Is this one worth polishing? Who was there? Because I had an idea who I thought was going to go through, and that person didn't even go through.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, we all know who I'm talking about.
Slava, right?
Slava.
Right?
Lebogang Slava. I genuinely thought, wow, he had a decent pitch. I thought he was going to make it through.
Brilliant pitch. Absolutely brilliant pitch. And that business can grow. But there was certain logical flaws which perhaps the untrained eye wouldn't see. But 400 pairs of sneakers over a year, numbers didn't sort of add up. But I would give you that, one-on-one, just based on the pitch, much better pitch. So it's not just around the pitch, it's can the individuals be polished. And if you looked at some of the eliminations, you'll see we refer to certain people and saying you can be polished. So we're also looking based on the feedback from the guides, based on the feedback from the learning from the facilitator, who will grow as an entrepreneur, who can grow their business and scale their business. So we're looking at this whole thing from so many different perspectives, and not just even the scorecard. It's not just about the pitch. It's everything else as well.
Sure. Well, good luck to everyone else who's still got to go. Talk about pitching. Let's get right back to it. As you've seen in our previous episodes, this year, the ENGEN Pitch and Polish contestants are receiving both entrepreneurial learning and individual mentorship. This episode, we join them as they talk finance with Race Corp numbers guru, Joanne Fick. Let's see what they've been up to.
Many entrepreneurs struggle with understanding their finances and explaining the financial viability to investors. In this episode, we'll be looking first at your relationship with money. A negative or unhealthy relationship may be preventing you from growing your business. We'll also establish exactly how you actually make money in your business, because that is a key to convincing an investor that your business is worth investing in. And it's not necessarily nearly as easy as you may think. Finally, we'll look at how you use your financial reports to understand how much you are making, because often we really don't know. So to sum it up, we'll be looking at, can you make money? How do you make money? And can you confidently tell an investor about the money you're going to make them? So write down as much as you like. Those are some examples. Do you feel uncomfortable, nervous, emotional, embarrassed? So when you might feel embarrassed that your business is not where you want it to be yet, you know, do you ever feel out of control? There's never enough of it. And by all means, when you even leave today, if more things come to mind, write them down. Because I think there's nothing worse than keeping negative emotions and feelings bottled up within us. How does that feel? All that anxiety, all that stress.
Done.
Put it on the floor, jump on it. Come, release those emotions. Negative and like frustrating. Just get it out. Come on. If you were to actually win that R1 million, how does that feel? How does that look? I see some people still writing. If more comes to mind, write it down. What do you see? What does that give you in life? So write it down. Anything positive. So on the one side, it was like all words and stuff, and then later she like then did all pictures, happy. Eh? Yeah, suddenly her artist came out. It was amazing. And you do get to keep these pillows, so you will be taking them home with you.
So really, with all the learning and guiding, every one of our starting 16 contestants is actually walking away a winner. And talking about winners, remember, it's not too late for you to enter as our wildcard contestant. So stay tuned to the end of this episode to get more details. Before we get started with tonight's pitches, here's another reminder of who our judges are for the first round. They are Zishan Abbas from ENGEN Petroleum, Monique China from Nedbank, and Alon Reyes from Race Corp. Now for the moment we've all been waiting for. It's time to meet our first contestant from the Blue Group, Nkosanam Timkulu from Kempton Park in Gauteng. His business is Southwestern Dairy.
Nkosana, welcome.
Thank you. Good evening.
What have you got there on the table?
These are my dairy products. We've got your fresh milk, your mass, 100% fruit juices, as well as a dairy blend, which we hope to be coming out with very soon.
Are you ready for your pitch?
I think so.
All right, we're going to find out. Nkosana, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pitch and polish.
Good evening. I am the milkman, founder of Southwestern Dairy, representing the Southwestern Townships. What we do is we buy fresh milk from South African dairy farmers, and we process that milk into your dairy byproducts, such as your pasteurized milk, your amasi, your dairy blends, as well as your other products, which are 100% fruit juices. And we distribute to a variety of markets. Our purpose as a business is basically to revitalize the South African dairy industry. And we will do this by being a off-take conduit to emerging small and medium-sized dairy players. This will allow for an inclusive and thriving milk economy, which will create several thousands of jobs, as well as provide affordable dairy products. The 650,000 Rand investment will go in the first year to a 5,000 litre milk tanker, as well as ISO 22000 accreditation. Now this will allow us to have a good supply of milk from the farmers increased, as well as access to commercial markets that require accreditation. In year 2, that will be part of the expansion. What we will do is we'll get a sachet filling line, as well as your 100% organic fruit juice. And we will source this from farming communities within the Limpopo region, rural area. Ladies and gentlemen, I am part of the
You can finish your sentence.
I am part of the economic solution that this country so desperately needs. I am the one that will reignite hope and inspiration into millions of young South Africans who have lost hope. I am the milkman.
Nkosana, the milkman, thank you for your pitch. It's time for the judge lady.
Hi, Nkosana.
Hello.
You say that you want to revitalize the milk industry.
Yes.
With people moving towards alternate milk products, how are you going to do that?
So the milk industry has shifted. We've lost about 10 to 12,000 dairy farmers in the past 10 years, and that's due to commercialization. So what we will do as a company is go back to how it was, where the milk economy is competitive and thriving from the primary side. So the supply, we will look into your emerging dairy farmers, your small and medium dairy farmers, and that will create several thousands of jobs from our side, as well as indirectly from the farmers. So right now, all we have is your mega commercial dairy farmers doing milking 2,000 cows per day, twice a day, 3 times a day, and the medium to small guys have all died out. But the demand for milk continuously increases. And with that, in terms of alternative milk, that's something that we would look into the future. Because the idea would be to get it as priced as low as possible, because a 2 liter of lactose-free milk is 80 rands, and that's unaffordable.
Zishan, question from you?
You look very nervous. You okay?
I'm nervous. Yeah.
You're nervous?
Yeah.
That's okay. You don't have to be nervous. It's
No,
okay.
Thank you.
So, how many thousand liters do you produce? Are you able to deliver per day at the moment?
Currently, we are under capacity. We're doing only 3,000 liters a day, and that is within the Pretoria and parts of Joburg. So our full capacity we can do with one shift, that's 8 hours and 2 hours, 2 hours cleaning. We can do 15,000 liters. If it's a 24-hour shift, we can do approximately 30,000 liters a day.
30,000 liters a day.
Yeah, so we are we are aiming towards 10,000 liters a day. Yeah.
So if I pick up from that as my question, then it sounds like the issue is not a capacity issue. The issue is a marketing issue. You're not selling enough.
No, so it's not a capacity issue, you're right. The issue is, one, yes, marketing, so opening up opportunities, and 2, having a greater supply of milk, or having more farmers who can supply us the capacity required to open up the greater markets.
So if just a quick follow on here. So are you saying that the issue is that you can't get enough supply?
The issue is we can get enough supply. The issue is to get that supply, but in order to get that supply, so the farmer wants security. So I need, for example, Pick n Pay to say, here's Gauteng, 35 stores, just an example, which will take an estimated, 10,000 liters a day. So that farmer will only get on board with me if they are secure that I have a solid market.
All right, Nkosana, that's all we've got time for. Good luck. Thank you for your pitch, and we'll see you in the deliberations.
Thank you.
Well, the judges really pushed back on Nkosana's business model and the low barrier to entry too. Has he done enough to make it through to the next round? We'll have to wait and see. Before we meet contestant number 2 for tonight, we'd like to give away prizes to 2 lucky viewers. Thanks to our prize sponsor, We Grow SA, we're giving away 2 vouchers for an online short course of your choice. All you have to do is go onto our Facebook page and answer the question on your screen now. What is Nkosana's nickname? What is Nkosana's nickname? All right, time to get back to the action. Our second contestant from the blue group is Maselela Tema, who goes by the name Omar. She hails from Tshwane in Gauteng, and her business is Plus Fab.
Good evening, Omar.
Evening.
Is that one of your outfits?
Obviously, all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Are you ready for your pitch?
I think so.
You think
Don't
so?
faint.
Don't faint.
Stay focused.
Yeah, please don't faint. Omar, are you ready?
I think so.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pitch and polish.
My name is Oma Dema, and I'm the creative and founding director of a fashion brand called Plus Fab. Started 10 years ago from the boot of my car to the garage of my apartment, and now a self-funded, fully fledged factory. Plus Fab is geared towards a plus-size woman not looking for something that fits. She is body actualized, and she's looking for a fashion that accentuates her body and not cover it up. We design and manufacture our clothes in-house, and we are proudly South African certified. We operate in brick-and-mortar stores in Gauteng, KZN and the Western Cape, and we also have an online store that serves the rest of South Africa. With the 650,000, we intend to utilize it on the following. 1, digitalization of our manual system from inventory, production and distribution. 2, investing in fabric printing machinery. 3, online marketing and e-commerce for SA and international market. Why this 3? This will help us to protect our institutional memory as it serves as our IP vault for sustainability and replicability. It will open new revenue streams and it will set us apart. For the past 10 years, we have been relying on organic marketing. And what we have learned is that we were speaking to the truly and already converted. This will widen our reach whilst we attract the international market. We invite you to partner with us as we create a business that is system.
Omar, I'm afraid your time is up.
That's okay.
Omar, I'm going to, you're in fashion, and we have a fashionista here with us who's really dolled up. Zishan, questions from you?
Omar,
Yes.
love your pitch, by the way. Very nice, very enthusiastic. I see that energy and vibe coming through. Why do you really need the 650,000? You mentioned 3 brick and mortar stores that you're already at.
Yeah.
You've got an online digital business. What's prevented you from actually taking the working capital that you have right now and embarking on the 3 goals that you set out for yourself?
First and foremost, I think, thank you very much for your question. I think why we chose the 3 items that we want to work on is that for the 10 years, our business has been relying on people, right? And that is dangerous because if somebody leaves or I leave, the systems are in my mind and they're not documented. And we want to be able to create a business that is sustainable and that has got a potential to scale up. Why you're saying we shouldn't use our capital is that we found ourselves in a pandemic that we never thought will happen. And I said to ourselves, actually, fashion is a feel-good business. I never thought about it that way. I always thought I'm giving confidence to people and fashion, everybody will always have somewhere to go. And I got a wake-up call that, you know what? This business of yours is actually a feel-good business. And we had to quickly change because we own our factory, we needed to work on making sure that we start manufacturing PPEs and other stuff that are needed in production. We currently need this injection because it will help us to still keep our door open whilst we grow. We shouldn't be on survival mode. We are on survival mode and our doors are open and we're still running. That shows the tenacity and the flexibility of our business.
Okay,
but when
Omar,
there's an opportunity, we take it.
Okay. It's okay.
I have to give Monique a chance here.
I love your energy and I love your outfit. I'm definitely coming around those parts soon.
Thank you.
What I do want to know is you've already got such a great distribution network going. If you don't win the 650,000, what will you do?
What will I?
Where will you go from here? Next steps.
So we are already, the international market, we've been wanting it for a long time, right? So we are in brick and mortar. We're only in 7 stores in South Africa. We're not in all the provinces. So we'd want to get into all the provinces. But one of the things that we also want to do, like I said, we were communicating with the already converted market. We need to be able to reach the market that is not already converted. And that is what we're busy doing. And we're already in communication with DHL and FedEx for our accounts and also our, export licensing. So we already applied for that. So we are on our way for that.
I want to pick up quickly, just to understand, you said you're in 7 retail stores. Are those your stores or somebody else's stores?
No, it's a retail partner called The Space. So we rent out a rail and we pay
somebody else. So you're not in the retail business, you're in the design and manufacturing business.
Design and manufacturing business, yeah.
That's what you're in, okay. So the margins, are you comfortable that you're making sufficient margins? How's the financial control in your business? Talk to me about the financial controls.
Okay, do I need to talk to you to the recent ones or like...
What financial controls do you have in the business?
Okay, so what we tried to do is that what we always try and make sure is that we stay at 45% gross profit margin, right? And I'll just take you through.
No, I don't want to hear your financials. I want to
Okay.
know who's controlling the finance.
I am.
Are
I
you
am,
the accountant?
Yes, with the accountant.
With an accountant.
Yes,
Is it
what
an
we've
internal
got-
accountant or external
No,
accountant?
we do it with that accountant, and the system that we've created is that we speak with our accountant every month, and we go through all of those things. The numbers that they speak about is numbers that we can account for and that we know. Everything that happens in our business, whatever that we've bought, we've got a person that says, okay, you've bought this, how much, this much. But we already know that for me to produce this garment, you can't buy 100 meters. We already know that because we've got a product Bible in our system, that's why I'm saying our system, our manual, is that we already know that it takes 6 meters, therefore we need this much. But when the accountant comes and say, this is how much you have spent, this is whatever, we are not receiving documents from them. We are deliberating and saying, this is where we can add on, this is where we can, this is where we can improve.
And that's a good segue into the fact that we need to ask you to leave now because we have to deliberate.
That's okay.
So Omar, thank you for
you so
pitching.
much
Thank
for
you
your
so much,
time.
Omar.
You may
Thank
leave.
you. All the
Thank
best.
you.
Wishing you all the best.
I love us, Frank.
Well, the judges really seemed to like Omar, but had some hard questions about her numbers. Will that hurt her chances? I guess we'll just have to wait and see how well the second two contestants from the Blue Group do in our next episode. But before I say goodnight, let's take a look at tonight's wildcard question. How many stores in SA stock plus Fab clothing? How many stores in SA stock plus Fab clothing? Remember, to be in the running as our wildcard contestant, you need to submit an entry form on pitchandpolish.com and make note of your unique entry number because you'll need it when answering all the wildcard questions on the website. And that's all she wrote for tonight, folks. Meet me back here on Thursday night at 7 p.m. as we see the next two contestants from the Blue Group giving Kosana and Omar a real run for their money. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Good night.